In the streets of various urban centers, everyone is in a rush to make a living for themselves and their families. People are consumed in the moment, never minding of those around them. This is the new urban life, a life that is desired but highly complex in its construction. Everything is done in a haste. Eating, walking, talking, and most importantly, the rush to making as much coinage as possible. In this hustle, most people do not see the invisible hands of toil that make it possible to have food on their table. Located at strategic positions in the urban streets and residential areas are small grocery stands, open markets, supermarkets, and sophisticated malls. A quick dash into them and fresh foodstuff is available. How they got their way into the shelves or who made it possible to have it on the shelf is a question that has never been sufficiently explored before. So let's step back. The fact is, small-scale holders contribute 75% of the total agricultural output in Kenya and 70% of marketed value. However, it takes a lot of sweat, drudgery, and frustration for them to get the produce out of their farms to the first point of commercial interface, mainly a roadside collection point accessible to motorable transport. In transport terms, this transport segment is the most arduous, most expensive, and the weakest link in the agricultural transport chain.
The First Mile project is a way of first starting to help us to begin to quantify some of the issues, the costs, the time and the effort, and also to see and talk to all the farmers and to really understand their individual problems in how they market their produce, how they take their produce, how they coordinate loads, how they coordinate transport.
To demonstrate this, let us set on a journey to one of the many food baskets in Kenya. Farming is the predominant source of income to many families.
Nafanya kazi ya ukulima agribusiness. Huku tukiwa na bibi yangu tunalima vitu kama vitunguu, mboga, hizo zikiwa nika za commercial.
Kazi sio kuajiriwa. Kazi unafaa ujiajiri wewe mwenyewe. Kazi iko. Kazi ya kulima ni kazi ambayo inafaa sana ya kujiajiri. Vijana waanze kusema hata hakuna kazi. Kazi ya kilimo iko. Na sana sana ukilima kitunguu itakulipa na utakaa kama mwajiriwa.
Nini mita gitunguru makiria ma miaka 10 na ngarima ndina mathina maingi muno. Thina wakwa kulima gitunguru kuumiria ni tondu wa barabara to barabara itu ni koragwo ri njuru muno tukiumiria gitunguru.
Located on the slopes of the Aberdares highlands, the verdant valleys produce a wide variety of high-value crops: onions, potatoes, cabbages, and beans. Getting the produce from the farms onto a motorable truck is, however, a daunting task for the farmers.
Getting the produce onto, onto a truck. It is a problem of coordination, and I understand that in this area farmers are grouped together and they try and coordinate the trucks to come to a certain key point so that there is a consolidated load. So in total it costs them less. If you can consolidate your load, then you can use economies of scale of transport.
Time is of essence. Every second counts and determines the quality of the produce, especially when dealing with perishable products like onions, milk and vegetables.
Mkulima nina changamoto nyingi zaidi. Kwa maana sasa hapa ni mahali ya mvua, tuko juu sana. Kwa hivyo mvua hapa ni mingi na barabara zetu ni mbovu. Kwa hivyo wakati tunapata shida ya kuchukua maziwa. Wengine nataka tuchukue maziwa mapema sana, saa 12 au zaidi, ili waweze kufikisha maziwa kwa soko zao, kwa mahali wanakwenda kuuza. Kwa hivyo tunachangamoto nyingi sana za kuchukua maziwa. Hata wakati mwingine wanakosa kuja kuchukua, tunabaki na maziwa yetu, hata ingine inakuwa twist.
Many crops suffer considerably if there's a time delay or if they're on a rough road. If it's raining and if the crop gets wet, then the traders will pay less for the crop because it's wet. And so this is another aspect of perishability. But also, if you're going over a very bumpy trail, you can also destroy the value of something. So crops like bananas or mangoes, the more bruises they have, the less the value of the crop.
When the road network is in poor condition, all means of transport have to be brought to bear to make the produce reach the market. Even in the dry seasons, the unwinding, treacherous first mile is difficult to navigate for those who dare to brave the terrain and venture deep into the villages. The ripple effect is, first, collection point brokers take advantage of the farmers, citing bad roads as the main reason of low farm gate prices.
Challenges iria tukoragwo nacio nĩ ũhoro wa wendia na ũgũri. Tondũ ta rĩu waru ici ngonia ici ndenjire waru ici o mande. Na mahinda marĩa ciabatiĩ gũkorwo ikĩgĩrwo itiagĩrirwo tondũ ngĩciendia thogora warĩ 35. Na rĩu ndagĩka ĩno irokire kũgĩrwo na 3,000. Ũguo thĩna ũkoragwo ũrĩ agũri kana kũgũrĩrwo.
In reality, the brokers know too well the journey from this point is swift and the destination demand for the product is high, resulting to exorbitant profits. The onset of rains is usually a relief during the planting season, but when rains come at the harvesting time, it is a sign of distress for the farmers. A simple transport delay can result into immeasurable value loss.
Wakati wa mvua mkubwa, unajua maziwa yanakuwa mengi kwa wakulima wengine wote. Sasa unaweza anakuja kwako, hiyo maziwa itakuwa na twist. Alafu kwa maana ukiweka kawaida mrefu itaharibika. Imeharibika. Hata viazi saa nyingine tunaweka viazi, ingine inaharibika kwa shamba kwa ajili ya maji na inaoza. Ingine wakulima wale wanaweza kuja kuchukua hiyo viazi, wakishinda wataiacha itaoza.
If it rains and if the truck stops, people have to push it. And they give a lower price to the farmer because it's rained, because there's a delay in the truck, because there are problems, and also because the produce has got wet.
Lucy Muthoni is a productive onion farmer who is skeptical about the future. For 10 years, she has produced onions, but transportation has been demanding, and so she took matters into her own hands.
Rĩu ũngĩndora mĩaka ĩrĩa ndĩ nayo, ona ũhoro wa kũrĩma rĩu niĩ nĩũnjirĩtie ngoro, no ndĩna ciana. Pengine nĩwona ndĩna kanini ndĩrarera ka mĩaka 2, nĩgakũbatara mabataro maingĩ mũno, nĩkarenda gũthoma, nĩkarenda kũrĩa, nĩkarenda kwĩhumba, no nĩndĩraigua rĩu ona ndingĩhota, ona ingĩgeria ndingĩhota rĩu gũkĩrĩma rĩngĩ. No barabara ĩngĩagĩra, niĩ no ngũthiĩ na mbere na kũrĩma.
A few farms away is another frustrated farmer. Last year, she produced lots of onions and spent a lot to ensure they reach at the collection point, but still her harvest did not see the light of day.
Ejua mwaka ũcio ũngĩ nĩtwateire gĩtũngũrũ kĩingĩ mũno, tani kwĩ gĩtũngũrũ ndarengithirio kĩingĩ, na muguri agĩũka akĩona tondũ nĩ ndakĩhumbĩrĩte hau thikũ nyingĩ akiuga nĩ ndĩroka na nginya ũmũthĩ ũyũ ndarĩoka no nĩ gĩtuĩkĩte thumu gĩothe na gĩatuĩka thumu ũndũ ũcio tũkaũta hathara no ko bara yarĩ njega gĩtingĩatuĩkire thumu.
She says dropping onion farming is a hard choice to make, but if the transport network can be improved in the area, then without a doubt she can be a devoted onion farmer. A number of farmers in this area admit it's for the sake of their family, that's why they haven't downed their tools. This situation is a replica of what happens in other bordering regions. In Kinangop, farmers count their losses whenever the rains start and the roads become impassable. Karanja, who is a well-known farmer in this region, swallows the pain of feeding his animals with his produce each year graciously.
Bebe nĩ tuge bebe ciathũkire nĩ ũndũ wa itiathũkĩte mũno no rĩu mwena wa bebe rĩ cirahania ta ciathũka tondũ mboga nĩ ciambire igĩthũka mbere. Rĩu ngĩona iria nĩ ciarĩ cia ng'ombe, ngĩona iria ndikwamba kũhe ng'ombe tondũ iria nĩ ikũhota gũikaranga no rĩu ici itingĩikara. Rĩu ngĩona nyambe nini ici njoke ngĩhe irĩkũ rĩu nĩguo iria iragĩkũria na tũragetha ici ciona igĩthandũrwo kũrĩa mũciĩ.
With the animals properly fed, Karanja is able to produce over 90 liters of milk every day, but still no reliable traders show up for the milk. David Kungu is a disheartened dairy farmer. With no choice and plenty of milk, Kungu has no option but to accept the prices that are dictated by individual buyers. Pushed between a rock and a hard place, the farmers in Kenyan had to find a solution fast. There is strength in numbers and the farmers knew this well.
Tunafanya kilimo ambao ni kilimo ya kitunguu na hizo vikundi zote tulikuwa na lengo moja, tuungane ili tujue ya kwamba tuone ya kwamba tunauziwa mbegu kwa bei nafuu, kwa maana mkiwa wengi mnaweza sikika na ndiposa hata wakati wa kuuza tuuze tukiwa pamoja ili hata wanunuzi watusifinye.
To overcome this transportation problem and reap the profits of their produce, the farmers in the area decided to come together and do their business as one unit. It was in these trying times that the idea to build a new road struck. It took a long time while still wallowing in misery, but when the right time came, they sprang to action and soon a diversion from the main road gave them hope that was slowly fading away.
Na hii barabara ndio mojawapo tunatumia kupitishia mizigo yetu. Na hapa nimesimama ni mto inaitwa Boru. Kwa hivyo kukinyesha hii mto haupitiki. Hii si barabara ile ya kawaida, hii tumejinunulia kidogo tu. Sababu ile iko gari haiwezi pitia, iko na mitalo mikubwa. Labda tu itumiwe kwa tinga wakati wa jua kama wa leo, lakini wakati wa mvua haiwezi pitika.
As their quest for better days when they can transport their produce without any problem grows stronger day by day, a need to support the farmers and augment these efforts is of importance. Organizations that have their problems at heart are watching and are working towards turning the situation around for good. Though for now, the light at the end of the tunnel might be bleak and they bear the weight of the losses all by themselves, the farmers cannot help but just frown. When will these frowns lighten up to smiles? And as the farmers wait and wait, expectantly, their unwavering anticipation for better days when they will enjoy the benefits of their labor grows with each passing day, and their produce to reach the consumers in time with ease is still resilient. But for how long?